What's going on, guys? So we got Slingshot today. Got my buddy Luke, 1200R, right? He's on his 1200R and Monster Ducati, obviously.
Monster Ducati.
Monster Ducati. So guys, we came up here because we want to know if the Slingshot is fun to ride in the mountains. I've been riding around in town and all that kind of stuff, but this is the stomping ground. We got a motorcycle that does very well up here, so we're gonna try the Slingshot out. I've never ridden technical roads with the standard shifts, so we'll see how that goes. Who knows? We got lots of cameras set up. You ready, Luke? Yeah, this should be pretty fun. Luke and I have ridden this mountain many times before. All right, Slingshot in the mountains. Let's see how this is. I've been getting more used to the shifting and whatnot, so we'll see how this goes. I will say I'm a little nervous because I'm not used to car turning. Like, I'm used to a motorcycle, you know, outside, inside, outside situation. So I don't know how this will work, but should be fun. We'll find out. Oh, also, we're not racing up this mountain, by the way. We're just, you know, seeing how it does against a motorcycle, because that way, if I got Luke going with me, he can tell me how fast or slow I'm going relative to how fast we go on the motorcycles. So that's kind of the whole point of having the motorcycle with me. Third gear is actually doing really well. It's a little punchy, but so Luke's over there showing me his disinterest in how fast we're going. The throttling is weird, like it just kind of cuts out sometimes. It's really odd. I don't know what that's all about. You would think with the Slingshot having an extra front wheel, so I've got two in the front, I'd have more grip. But so my issue is, like, if I was like a car driver where I drove, oh, that's the traction control kicking in. Okay, I see. I just saw the little traction control light come on, so that must be what's why the power is acting odd. Okay, fair enough. Rider or driver aids are assisting me. I am going to be keeping traction control on. I ain't trying to fly off this damn mountain in a Slingshot, so, you know, if that's going to slow us down a little bit, I'll slow us down a little bit. Oh, that shot of Luke is awesome. Yeah, see, so what I was saying was, I'm not a fast car driver. Like, I don't drive a car, so I'm not used to driving a vehicle quickly. Yeah, that traction control is really having to work hard. I'm not a car driver, so I don't know the techniques of keeping a car in the traction area and, you know, optimizing a turn like I do a bike. So it's a little harder for me to take some speed through this area because I don't know those techniques, you know. But like the thing I said in my first ride of this little guy, the Slingshot, it is a big go-kart is basically how it feels. I gotta be really careful on a turn like that because traction control would have to probably shit itself. Man, the rear wheel not being able to hold a lot of traction is kind of crappy, but traction control seems to be doing a pretty good job. You just got to really be careful with that throttle because you'll like step it out so easy. I wouldn't be able to drive up here without traction control with this thing. I can tell you that I've ridden a Can-Am in the mountains before, and I didn't have as good of a time as I'm having right now because the Can-Am's just clunky and it like understeers. I remember going all in a different lane one time when I was in a Can-Am. I came into a turn too fast and just couldn't turn in. It's terrifying. If I didn't own a motorcycle and I had one of these, I would totally be taking it to the mountains. Oh, go-kart! Oh, Lord! Yes! Oh, my Lord! You know, driving the Slingshot in the mountains is basically what I want my Jeep to drive like in the mountains. Whoa, shit. There's a lot of stuff on the road. God, if I was a car or if I was a bike, that'd be fucking terrifying. Let's see how the traction control handles this. Wow, this thing held on. I'm not used to the grip of having two front tires. And you can just push through a turn. That's awesome. All right, this is great. We're gonna pull in up here, see how Luke's doing, double check, and then we're gonna keep on going. I feel like I'm hauling ass. What are we doing? Like, really? Okay, so in this thing, I'm like, oh my God. But you feel like we're chilling though. Wow. Okay, all I said, never mind. So I doubt you guys could hear Luke. I was asking him how fast motorcycle wise are we going right now? And he said, we're chill. We're like going at a chill pace. Whereas I feel like I'm hauling ass. That's awesome. Here's why that's awesome. That means that I can have the fun of hauling ass, but I don't have to haul ass. Because I feel like I'm like on a motorcycle, I wouldn't have felt like this level of speed that I feel like I'm going. I wouldn't go that fast on a bike unless I had like full track suit and everything. So to know that bike wise we're not really going that quick, but you know, at least by motorcycle standards, is hilarious. That makes me want to know, like, how fast can this thing go? Like, could you really get it going? I mean, I imagine you can, right? Like, that's like, somebody has to be able to drive this thing really fast. I want to see that person. I want to see like what the technique is. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Richard B. Russell Scenic Highway, Chase's favorite road to ride in the mountains. I'm going to be your host this evening. My name is Chaseontwowheels. We're in a Slingshot today, so everything's going to be a little bit different, but it should be just as fun. I hope you have a great time with Chaseontwowheels tours, and we will see you at the end of the tour? I got to work on that part, but you know, give me time. See, little sections of road like this where it's just kind of straight, it's not really that fun on the Slingshot, because like that little go-kart handling doesn't really help out a lot until you come into a turn. That's when it really starts feeling fun. I really think the sweet spot of the Slingshot is between 20 and 50 miles per hour. If you can do turns in that speed range, I feel like that's where you're gonna have the most fun. Because when you get going too fast, it's not, you don't really, you lose some of the go-kartness, you know? Can you guys even fathom this vehicle without traction control? Because I can, and I don't want to live in that world where a Slingshot doesn't have traction control. Like, I don't even think it would be fun to drive because it would be so terrifying the whole time. You guys let me know in the comments if there's any strategies for riding a car fast. So with a motorcycle, you go to the outside of the turn, you cut in at the apex, and then you hit the other outside. What are some strategies like that with a car that's standard shift? Like, how do you drive fast? What are some techniques? Let me know in the comments, because I am now curious. We're in fourth. That is not fast enough. The roads up here are going to be a little more fun in this thing. So we're going to be going downhill, so we don't have to rely so much on the engine. So I'm interested to see how those do. Third gear might be a little too high because we're going to need to engine brake. Yeah, so this side of the mountain I think is definitely going to be better, for sure. I can already tell. I mean, the engine's not bad. It's not terrible, but it only makes this whole thing decent because of how lightweight it is. But even with that whole situation with power to weight and all, there's just a lack of, you know, power. If you think about it though, like, there's not really much you can do about it, because like, what are you gonna do? Like, traction control is already an issue, so you can't just, you know, pop a bigger engine in this thing. Where you could, but like, you can have even more traction control problems. God, it is not wanting to go through these big turns at any sort of speed. You know, I was thinking this thing was going to be money up here in the mountains, but ooh, we pushing it a little too far, I think. I don't know what the tire situation is like on this thing right now. The tires that we have on it could be garbage. That could lead to traction issues. Another thing is, I have very little experience when it comes to driving a vehicle quickly on the road. I'm sure somebody that's very experienced could drive this thing much better than I could. So don't take this video for this is the limits that the Slingshot can handle, because it's definitely not. Oh man, I think I've lost the confidence I had in this thing. It's fun on the road, like in the city and stuff like that, but it's a little scary up here in the mountains when you see traction control just like not having it. Long sweepers, that's when it really starts being sketchy. All right, so there's that.
Yeah, it's not like how'd that feel?
That was bad.
What do you mean?
Like, not good, dude. Any turn, traction control is just losing its mind. So you think if we stiffened it up a little bit, what is that, a higher number?
We're gonna find out.
Oh shit. I will say, guys, that this model has the Bilstein shock in the rear and the front. I'll show them to you. Luke, what's that one back there on?
5. Remember you set it on 5?
Yeah, this one's on 5 as well. Going into a turn, it was just like, dude, I hope I make it through this thing.
I mean, it looks good.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Front is on 7 now. Wow, that one adjusts way easier than the other one. Let's try this one more time. All right, guys, so we've got all the suspension front and rear set to 7. We believe that's going to be a faster suspension setup, or not faster, sorry, stiffer. And I think that's going to give me more traction going through here, because right now, just it's not performing like I feel like it probably could. Let's see how this goes. And what was it? Third was good. All right, Slingshot. Let's see how you like third. We're also going uphill this time too, so we probably won't be carrying as much speed. We're already caught up with that car. Dang. Interesting. Okay. Had no traction light come on. Felt a lot better. Wow, the suspension change might have done a lot. Holy cow, it did a lot. I can already tell you, I have never done a suspension thing where it felt so much better. Holy cow. And we only changed it from 5 to 7. Traction control kicking on there. Traction control kicking on again. But even with it kicking on, it feels so much more planted now. Changing that suspension helps a ton. Okay, so that's good. That's good knowledge. So guys, if you are in the market for a Slingshot, you have to get the suspension, the Bilstein suspension upgrade. It's a little expensive, but if I wouldn't have had that and I was riding up here in the mountains, I wouldn't have been able to have as much fun as I wanted to have. And I think I did it on camera. You guys saw how easy it was to set up. It was literally clicking a dial, and suddenly this vehicle is totally different. Suspension wise, I have so much more control on the ground. Like, I'm already feeling more confident in this thing. Yeah, traction control's not happy there. Man, a totally different thing. Dude, entirely separate vehicle.
Really?
It, like, literally polarizing. The traction control probably came on like 2 times back there.
I could tell you were getting it a lot better.
All right, guys. So, there you go. Slingshot, as long as you get the suspension upgrade so you can adjust it, I think this thing could totally keep up with a motorcycle. Like up here in the mountains, now we know Slingshot can definitely handle up here. You just got to get the suspension upgrade, because otherwise it don't feel too good. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. All the description information is down there if you guys want to know anything. Luke, thank you for being my motorcycle test pilot. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next one. Later. Alright, outro crew. If you guys got the option of Slingshot or the Monster, which one would you pick? The guys in the Mustang are about to do donut.
Good.
You guys are good.
All right.
Best of luck to you, and don't go down the mountain, please.
I'll do my best.
I'm gonna record everything, so okay. How do you think this is gonna go, Luke?
I don't know.
All right.
Not well.
Luke, I gotta admit, I expected that to go a little worse.
Dude, that's pretty sick.
That was...
Dude, 10 points to Gryffindor. Never a dull moment, huh?